Hola cafeños, we are Cafe Collective Travels. My name is David.
And I almost said my name is David. And my name is Travis, and this week we are going to
San Luis Potosí.
So let's go. We are heading to San Luis Potosí from Monterrey. It is about an 8-hour bus ride, which is probably the longest bus ride I've taken in a minute.
You know we love a good travel torture.
But it is early. Our bus leaves at 8:30, and so now we need to head to the bus station in Monterrey.
So let's go.
We are at hour 4, about halfway through.
I've slept most of the time. That's how I do.
Who's surprised?
But there is a little bit of internet on this bus, so that has helped. It's the next morning here in San Luis Potosí, and we are so glad to be here.
You know how when you get to a place and you just like feel a vibe?
Yeah.
We get to a place and we feel vibes, and we feel a great vibe.
As soon as we got here, I mean, from this beautiful Airbnb to the food we ate last night, it is going great so far.
So today we are going to explore Centro, walk around. Museums are closed because it's Monday, but I think we might be able to get into one, see some churches, see some plazas, get some food.
So let's go.
First impressions.
This city is beautiful. It really is like a hidden gem that I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I have never heard of it before.
The downtown is like eminently walkable. It's super clean. There's cute cafes. There's parks like every 4 feet, it feels like. Plazas. Right now we're in the Plaza de las Armas, which is like the central plaza of San Luis Potosí.
This is where the main Metropolitan Cathedral is located. It's actually right behind us, and it is big and beautiful.
San Luis Potosí is the 11th largest city in Mexico. It's actually named after a French king, King Louis IX, who is commonly referred to as Saint Louis, or San Luis in Spanish. And the Potosí was actually added later after they found a ton of mineral deposits in the mountains around the city, and added Potosí because of a rich mining town in Bolivia named Potosí, Bolivia.
The more you know. The central area is very pristine and clean and well preserved because in 2010 it became a protected city of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, so it is protected by UNESCO.
And because of all the beautiful preserved colonial architecture around, it feels like you could be in the capitals of Europe, Portugal and Spain and France. I'm telling you guys, do not sleep on the beauty in Mexico.
I mean, people are out here thriving. It is hip, it is beautiful. There's not a cloud in the sky, so that is helping our experience by far, but it really is a beautiful, beautiful city.
All right, let's keep exploring. downtown, there's these purple signs giving you historical information in Spanish, English, and Braille, which is super helpful. We did not know that City Hall was actually in this plaza as well.
This is so much easier than pulling out our phones and Googling facts about what's going on. It's very helpful that it's all around you.
Thanks, San Luis Potosí.
Behind us is the Crystal Palace that opened in 1909, and it had the first electric elevator, but sadly it's permanently closed. But that's a cool fun fact about this place.
Yeah, it's a shopping mall that hopefully one day will be restored to its former glory, because it's beautiful. We found a museum that we think might be open on a Monday.
It's the Museo Federico Silva. Contemporary art and sculptures. So let's check it out.
So this museum is in an old convent hospital, and it's mostly the works of Federico Silva, a renowned sculptor originally from Mexico City. This is wild because it's the only museum that's open on Mondays, and there's no one here. We have the whole place to ourselves. It is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay, this is a completely ridiculous reference, but walking around here, it kind of feels like that old school Nickelodeon show.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Anyone else remember that? Sorry to the art world for bringing that up. And upstairs, they have a big outdoor patio overlooking the park. This is beautiful.
And now it's time to get some vegan tacos. On the way to get tacos, we're gonna stop by the biggest market in San Luis Potosí.
We've heard you can get pretty much anything inside. We don't really know what we want, but
We're gonna get something.
I could snack. I could have an agua del dia, or I don't know. We'll find out. Just tried to do something that I've never done.
And I watched.
Tried to ask what vegan options, just like a normal taco stand restaurant would have in the Mercado. And so we're gonna get some veggies, some rice and beans, and some papas fritas, some french fries. But they gave us an agua del dia, guayaba, and it's delicious.
We always only try to go to vegan restaurants, but we felt like we wanted to do something different and try to go to a place where people frequent, where the locals are, and see if we could just get something with just vegetables or without meat and cheese.
So we'll see what happens. That was was awesome.
Man, that was good.
Like, we were on our way to a vegan taco place that's just gonna have to wait because that was a full meal.
Thank you, Travis, for mustering up the courage to speak to them and ask them if they could help us out, and they came through.
Well, yes, let this be a lesson. Always try to eat where the locals are eating. And even if you have dietary restrictions, like we're vegan, but I figured they had veggies, and their tortillas, oh my gosh.
They were fresh and warm.
Like, she made them for us. It was tremendous.
Those kind of places, you just know that it's always going to be 100% good.
And what's hilarious is when I was asking, do you only, like, you know, we're vegan, can we just only have vegetables, maybe rice, beans, and vegetables? And the older woman comes up and she was like, and I explained, and she goes, pollo, chicken? And I was like, no, just vegetables. But she was so sweet and so kind. So if you're in San Luis Potosí, definitely stop by the Mercado Hidalgo. Fresh food, awesome experience.
Really, anything you need is there.
And all the streets around it are filled with vendors selling literally everything.
Yes.
This is awesome. So we just tried to go to the Parque Tangamanga, which is a huge park outside of San Luis Potosí.
But it was cerrado because it's Monday.
Everything is closed on Monday.
You should have known that.
But we took a taxi there, and the taxi driver was like, I can take you to this other park. It's a great spot for pictures, because he saw that we had this camera. And I was like, okay. And then we drove for like 10 more minutes, and then I was like, oh wait, I have no idea where you're taking us. But true to form, in Mexico, he was incredibly kind and took us to the San Jose Dam.
Yeah.
Which looks like a big park with a dam and like a reservoir behind it. So let's explore this.
Yeah, let's check it out. This park is extremely quiet and peaceful, and you just kind of hear the flowing water from the dam, but there's just land on land on land.
Yeah, it's like almost like a marsh on one side and like a desert on the other. It's really something.
We came back to rest our biscuits.
Apparently we're old, and like walking around and sightseeing really wears us out. But now we're hungry again. So we're going to get back to the plan and go find some vegan tacos.
Going to El Veganito.
So let's go. Okay, we walked about a mile.
And it is cerrado.
Listen,
no, the internet said it was open.
Sometimes the internet lies, and it's really sad. So now,
this is part of the fun, part of the adventure, part of the mystery.
See, the thing is, this happens a lot, and we don't always film it. But we wanted to let you in on this little sneak peek behind the scenes of a dinner film. Now we have to figure out what we're actually gonna eat. What are we actually eating?
Don't know.
We decided to stay in and cook tonight because nothing is open on a Monday. So we're having a pasta night, and we will catch back up with you tomorrow morning. All right, it is our second full day out exploring San Luis Potosí.
It is another beautiful sunshiny day.
Not a cloud in the sky. We are headed to the Centro de las Artes de San Luis Potosí, which is an art and cultural museum and center located in a converted prison.
Fun fact, we are at the same sea level as Querétaro, which is why our breathing has been heavy, and we've been a little like, wow, we getting a little tired quicker.
And it is located almost smack in the center of the triangle that is Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. And it was actually the capital of Mexico twice when they had to relocate due to invasions.
And the poet of the national anthem also is from San Luis Potosí. So there's a lot of rich history here.
On our way to the museum, we stumble across this beautiful San Miguelito Church,
which was built in 1597. That is 424 years ago.
Which is wild. And they built this plaza that we're sitting in the 70s, like so many traditional plazas. There's a central gazebo and just like beautiful landscaping around it. People are chilling. I love this city.
Me too. We are walking on the Calzada de Guadalupe, and it is a long stretch that starts at the Jardín Colón and goes all the way to the shrine of the Basilica of the Lady of Guadalupe.
So this museum was 55 pesos per person, which is less than $3 each.
And it is well worth it. We had no idea who Leonora Carrington was, so we learned so much about her, and we got to see so much of her art, her sculptures, and what they meant.
She was clearly captivated by mythical, fantastical creatures, and so much of her work was a blend of myths and animals and humans and fairies, and it was just really striking.
Yeah, I'm really into horror movies, so it was right up my alley. We were talking about how it kind of made us think of our childhood, where the wild things are,
Totally.
And, scary stories you tell in the dark. It just had this really kind of eerie feel to it.
And she seemed prolific. Like, just the amount of work that was on display here, can only imagine it's just like the tip of the iceberg of her career.
The setting of this museum is really unique and super impactful because it used to be an old prison. So what was used to imprison people is now used to kind of inspire people and put on display these really amazing works of art.
And it's a whole center for art. So back behind the Carrington Museum, there's all of these different wings for art and dance and theater and music, and there's students going in and out and teachers. It's just like, this is what we should do with so many of the prisons.
And it all centered around what used to be the guard tower, which is so interesting to have it kind of the central piece that they painted and made really bright and colorful, and around it is all these different forms of art.
So definitely recommend coming out here. Totally worth the price of admission. And now I want to know more about Leonora Carrington.
For sure.
All that sightseeing made us hungry.
We're gonna go back to the vegan taco place that we tried to go to yesterday and hope for the best.
Attempt number 2.
Looks like it's closed forever, so if you do come here,
Don't come here.
don't come here.
Why? Why?
All right, on to the next place.
I got the crispy guac sandwich, and it is so crispy and delicious. Fried tofu situation, but it's so lightly battered and fried. It's like, it's wild, because normally I don't like fried things because it's super heavy. This I'm into.
I got the De La Casa burger, and it's a black bean burger, but it doesn't feel like a typical black bean burger. It, like, all the ingredients on it mesh well together. It tastes so good.
That food was so satisfying.
It was lip smacking. It was finger licking. Good.
So we talked to the owner, who's a wonderful man named Henry, and we wanted to get him on camera, but he was truly too busy with 1,000 Uber Eats orders and a bunch of customers there.
That location has been open for a year. Before that, he ran it out of his house with his wife, and so it has grown so much.
So if you're looking for just a delicious and satisfying burger, some nachos, everything fresh, then do not miss Be Life Burger. My God.
We will link it down below so
Always.
you do not miss it. We hopped an Uber and now we are in Parque Tangamanga 1 because there's 2 locations apparently. This park is located in the southwest part of the city and it's near a Costco, Walmart, big mall, Home Depot, all that kind of stuff is right over here. And it is gigantic and beautiful.
We're trying to find bikes. We heard that there were bikes to rent. You know we love a good bike. But they're also paving the Central Road, so it looks like some of this stuff is under construction right now. But it's an absolutely gorgeous day. Perfect day to take a stroll around the park. David, like every 6 minutes is like, we could live here.
I could live here. I really could. The weather's beautiful.
I'm like, no one's arguing with you.
It's just everything is perfect.
And like 2 weeks ago, I'd never heard of this city.
Not even a little hint.
We did not find bikes.
Did not. But I don't have on my biking clothes anyway, so I'm okay with it.
But now I'm gonna try to get a taxi back to Centro and take a trolley that we've seen trawling around town. I'm hoping that it's still going. You never know with our luck though. It's supposed to be, says the internet, but sometimes
It's just not that way.
the internet lies.
20 minutes later.
We got on a trolley.
We made it. It's 100 pesos each, and that's about $5.
I think it lasts about an hour, taking you all around Centro and the sights. And it is golden hour, so the light is gonna be for this cinematic masterpiece. Oh, I think we're going. And that was our 2 short time in San Luis Potosí. We leave tomorrow.
It's so sad because this place is incredibly amazing, and we didn't even get to see everything.
But we have some tips for you. So if you're coming to San Luis Potosí, which we highly recommend doing, tip number 1,
Get a car if you can. There are some magical waterfalls surrounding this place, and you're gonna wanna check them out. We are sad that we did not get to do that, so go do it for us.
they're about 3, 4, 5, 6 hour drives away. Sometimes you can stay overnight. There's like organized excursions, but plan that ahead and do it. We are so mad we didn't do it. We had to work for the rest of the week, and now we're leaving.
What a missed opportunity.
So don't be us. Tip number 2, while Centro is beautiful and charming and amazing, if you want to stay there, obviously stay there, but it's such a small, accessible city that you can stay outside of Centro and still have access to it, and also the other parts of town that are really cool and you're gonna wanna explore. We stayed towards like the outskirts of Centro, and it's really nice and really convenient.
We're gonna leave a link below of the Airbnb we stayed at. We cannot recommend this place enough. It was immaculately clean, it was beautiful. There's just these small touches that just made this place so homey, so fresh, so full of life.
Angel, the host, is super accommodating and sent us recommendations of vegan places to eat, things to do in town, and was just really, really great.
I feel like that was just an intro into the kindness and beauty of this city.
Which brings us to tip number 3, talk to the locals.
I feel like the locals have obviously an in on everything that's going on in the city, great places to go visit, great places to eat. This city has a small town feel, so it would benefit you to go talk to someone who who lives here so that you get an in on everything going on.
And they are so kind and welcoming and hospitable, and their English is also great, so if your Spanish is not great, have no fear. Getting around here is pretty easy with minimal Spanish.
Yeah, very easy.
All right, those are all the tips we have for you. If you've been to San Luis Potosí or surrounding cities and want to drop your tips in the comment, please do, because we will definitely be back. And your tips are always so helpful.
Yeah, I know that we go through every comment, so we want to find out whatever information you have to give for us to come next time.
We come out with new videos every Thursday and Saturday, so if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you get a notification, and it helps YouTube push our content to more like-minded viewers, which we very much appreciate.
Yes, we do.
And here comes our tagline.
Hasta luego.
We'll see you next time.